When it comes to fine wine, we typically think the older the better, right? That's actually a common misconception. Joining us in the Price Chopper kitchen is wine expert Rod Crawford. Rod, not all wines are meant to be aged.
Right. So I think it is a common misconception. I think that it's the thing that I get asked the most. Okay. People always say, when should I drink this? Or when will this taste the best? And the question I always like to ask back to them is, well, how do you know if you like the way old wine tastes? Or do you like the way that old wine tastes?
Okay,
and
how do you know?
And I thought that we would look at that a little bit today. So red wine, as it gets older, it loses color and it loses fruit and it starts to pick up other flavors, like non-fruit flavors like leather and spice and herbs and things like that. Okay. So if you like
real fruity, light things, you probably wouldn't like it aged.
You would like wines that are fresh and young, right? Mm-hmm. And so wines like Barbera or Malbec or wines like that are maybe better choices. And frankly, just the way that a lot of wines are made today are made to be consumed young.
What did you bring here?
So I thought this would be really fun. This is the same wine made over 3 different vintages. This is the Beringer Private Reserve Cabernet, and it really is a wine that's built to age a long time. So this first wine on your left is
Do you want me to try this?
Well, let's look at it first.
Okay.
This is the 1991. So this is a 27-year-old California Cabernet. This is really old wine.
This is 27 years old.
So if you look at this and you look at just the edge, just if you tip it a little bit and you look at the very edge, you can see that it's started to lose some of its color. It's starting to get a little more bricky red or a little bit on the brown side, right? Yeah. Now, if you look at the one on the far right, this is the 2013. This is their current vintage.
This is the young one.
Right, and if you look at the edge of it, it's way more purple and dark, right? So when people ask, can you tell the age of wine by looking at it? You can get some really good clues just by looking at it because red wine loses color and white wine gains color as it gets older.
Is white wine meant to be aged? If so, what kinds of white wine are meant to be aged?
Some, but in general, most of the wines that we're drinking are not meant to be aged.
Like you don't age your Pinot Grigio.
You're like your Pinot Grigio, but like white Burgundy, some Chardonnays, Riesling, Sauterne, like dessert wines like that will age beautifully for decades.
So when I taste this should taste more fruity.
Absolutely. So let's taste the oldest one first. Let's taste the 91. If you just give it a little smell, you smell it's not as fruity. It has more like non-fruit flavors like leather and earth and spice.
I'm pretending that
I know.
Can smell a difference. It smells like that, but let's try it. Okay. Kind of spicy. Kind of meaty. Red wine kind of tastes like meat to me. Does anybody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Has anyone ever said that before?
Yeah, it has kind of that savory quality to it.
I don't eat meat, but it reminds me of what it would taste like. Anyway,
Now, if you smell this one,
kind?
it
smells lighter.
So it's got more fruit to it and less of that. And the other thing is this wine is so much drier.
Yes.
The tannins are really drying out your mouth right now. So that's the key to knowing which wines will age. They have to have a good amount of tannin, good fruit, good acidity, because those things act as preservatives for the wine. And if you don't have those, as the wine ages, it will just be flat and have no flavor.
Rod Crawford helping us learn what tastes better with age and what you should just drink right out of the bottle.
There you go.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Valentine's Day is less than a week away.